Okay. All right, welcome back to the 2 Cents Podcast. We have Vincent Michael-Dawson in the building, and then we have Craig and Marcus. Craig wasn't supposed to be on this one. We were supposed to have Frank.
But Frank bailed.
Yeah, Frank bailed.
Frank bailed. But,
it's all good.
It's all good. Shit happens, man.
Yeah.
Can't let
What can we do about it?
Substitute.
Sorry for calling you last minute.
Fuck you.
Hey, fuck you. You know we film on Thursdays. Be
Bro,
ready.
as soon as Rhett called him, this dude sounds so tired. He's like, oh, yeah. And then Rhett's like, bro, did you just wake up? And he's like, no, bro.
Bro, no, I woke up at 9.
I did wake up at 9, bro.
Woke up.
To be
fair, I was on PS4 with him like not that long.
Yeah,
ago.
exactly.
Bro, okay, maybe he fell asleep.
Maybe, though.
I was still on PlayStation.
Why did you sound like you just woke up?
Because I was stretching, Red. Can I not stretch?
I've never taken a phone call and stretched.
Yeah, like
I usually stretch after the phone call.
Or before. Yeah.
I gotta stretch.
Nah,
Like,
it's all good,
what's
bro.
the rule where it's like, yo, you're taking a call, like you can't stretch during that period of time.
I
You
thought
gotta
that was
hold
like
that
the
shit.
unspoken rule.
yeah, there is an unspoken rule.
Everyone adjust their chairs, get comfy.
All right, well, I think I did the intro.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to 2 Cents Podcast. But today is going to be a different type of episode. Like, it's going to be a little bit more deep because of the current events that are happening. We're still going to go in with a little lighthearted, and I want to ask questions about you, but I also want to get your opinion on what's currently happening.
I definitely have an opinion to share. So
Yeah, if you follow him on Twitter, you definitely see
You
it.
know
definitely
it.
have an opinion to share.
So, I don't know. Let's just start off with it. Let's just go into it. So, right now, there has been, it started obviously with multiple people, but when George Floyd was killed by a police officer, people ended up starting to protest and basically come together for injustices. That's a very broad term. I know this has happened in the past, but George Floyd definitely sparked like the current events that are happening today.
That happened this year,
Yeah.
It's been happening almost every single year, but this one right now, like all 50 states, every single like almost country overseas is like protesting all over this one matter, and it's pretty cool.
And this happened in 2015, right? The Black Lives Matter. Didn't this
with
happen?
Trayvon, right?
Yeah.
Like 2015.
This happened, started, I believe, with Trayvon. I think it did start with Trayvon Martin. And then, every single time something happened past that, and it just kept going.
Well, the thing is there were some times where nothing happened. It was just Twitter ranting more than anything. And then George Floyd sparked an entire United States protest.
Yeah.
That ended up leaking into other countries.
Yeah.
You seen Paris?
Yes.
Yeah, Paris is
going
crazy.
wild.
Paris is
Greece?
crazy.
Greece, man, look,
Dude,
they all know how to start a
the
revolution.
Middle Eastern countries.
Look, this is what we need, okay? When something bad happens and you're just on Twitter and you're just talking about it and you're not doing anything about it.
Nothing's changing.
Nothing's changing. It's going to continue to happen. And I've been telling people this for a long time. I'm very glad action's starting to be, taken. I'm very glad people are starting to take to the streets. They're starting to protest. I'm very glad they're starting to donate. And they're starting to take this seriously because they're realizing if we don't do anything, there's not going to be any change.
And things are just going to happen over and over
Exactly,
again.
man. So I'm glad it's finally getting to this point. My worry is that it's going to stop once the coronavirus thing, right, is over.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's not get this confused.
Or some other major topic that's,
There's no, coincidence that everyone is getting upset over George Floyd's death when we are all quarantined for the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
Because what I think is everyone's home, everyone's
all tensed
away,
up.
right, from work and stuff, and they were actually able to see this happen in real time, in real life, and see it for what it is, rather than if you're going through day-to-day activities, right,
well, people are busy.
Exactly, they're busy, so they don't pay much attention.
Yeah.
Whereas now people are forced to pay attention.
Yeah, they're all at home, and then
Exactly.
it takes you just to see that one video, and then you're just like, fuck,
Exactly, man. So I hope it doesn't get to a point where later on
when things go back to normal,
people forget about it and it just goes back to wherever it is, because they'll prosecute. I highly believe they'll prosecute these officers. I highly believe they're gonna get a charge and they're gonna serve some time, but they could just do that to shut everybody up, and then it could go right back to the way it was before. So that's my biggest concern. But
I think there needs to be a real big nationwide reform on police officers and stuff like that to actually get them checked out, evaluation.
I'm sure they have it, but I'm sure it's not effective.
It's pretty.
I have a few friends who are officers and who have served in the military. And did you know that the rules of engagement for civilians, well, I'll tell you, there is no rules of engagement. Whereas where we go to another country, we have rules of engagement for civilians, so that way we don't start any shit, right? Because if we do something to a woman or a child, that's going to start some shit with another country. You know what I mean? So how do we not have rules of engagement
in our own
home, right? With peace officers, but we have rules of engagement for the military when they go other places, right? It makes no sense.
So they treat their other citizens better than how we're
And also,
treated.
another thing is the bar to be a police officer is so low.
Low.
Like,
it takes more hours to be a barber than it takes more hours to be a police officer.
Yeah, it is such a low
sense.
bar. So to me, I think they need to introduce a rules of engagement where if you break any of those rules, then you lose your job and you have to face consequences,
like
right?
jail time and all that.
Right, or you get fined or whatever they need to do. And then they also need to up the bar, because there are a lot of people who shouldn't be cops who are cops.
Yes,
and that's just a fact of it.
Because like you signed up for a dangerous job.
Exactly.
You can't have 10 officers drawing their gun on one dude.
Yeah.
While he's obviously on the ground, defenseless. Like, you have to be man enough to fucking contain him and not be scared enough to something's gonna fucking happen. You know? Like,
yeah.
Well, y'all heard that Chris Rock quote. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. About what, the doctor? Yeah.
The pilot.
Oh, the pilot. That's right.
Dude, it was in a stand-up comedy show. He was making light of it, but it had a heavy impact.
Yeah.
So American Airlines doesn't come to you and say, yeah, well, 9 of our pilots like to land, but the 10th one, he just doesn't really like to land.
We have a few bad apples. We have a few pilots that don't land, but don't keep flying United Airlines. What?
And I mean, there's just some jobs that you cannot fuck
I gotta
up.
say, that's the one job where people are like, well, he makes mistakes, no doctors, doctor can't make a mistake and then live on with that, Like,
Exactly.
Well, it's like, so whenever you're at a high stakes job like that, because no matter what, there's pressure put on police officers. They see people at their worst every single day, and so that impacts them mentally. I don't blame them for having pressure put on them. That is given. But you need to be prepared to deal with that pressure.
Yeah.
That is a difficult thing to do.
The whole thing, man. The whole thing needs to be changed. The whole thing. Because they do go through a lot. I don't want to undermine, because there are some good police officers. I know some police officers. They're some of the best men in this world I've ever met, right? And then there's some really bad police officers. Another thing we need to look at is not all the fucked up police officers are white. I've seen some Hispanic police officers and even some black police officers.
Well, the one that was
pretty fucked up.
The one that was with George Floyd, Tao Yao or whatever it was.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Was it Yao Tao? Whatever.
It was something like that.
But it wasn't a stereotypical white police officer.
That man could easily push that man off. He wasn't even just looking at him. They were just. It was so fucking terrible.
All 4 of them. I'm gonna say 3 because the one guy on top, I'm not gonna include him because he was the one fucking up.
Yeah.
The 3 officers that were on the side,
they were just containing everyone else.
Not doing anything, bro.
And
for 9 minutes, you have your knee on something.
And then they tried the first autopsy tried to blame it that he was unhealthy enough.
Underlying health issues.
Unhealthy enough to be choked out for 9 minutes.
I mean,
that's impossible.
Okay, put it this way: if his underlying health issues spiked during that time, it's not his underlying health issues. It's the reason. The reason is because of the cop's knee on his neck that spiked them.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, like I said, the whole system needs to be changed. We need a rules of engagement. We need a higher bar, whether it's more training, similar to what they do with pilots, where you do flight training, right?
Yeah.
You know how long you have to train to be a pilot before you can actually fly?
Our friend Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we need stuff like that. We need more time given to the police officers, because one thing I think they do go through a lot, and I think they need
stress
more time.
overload or what?
Right, for stress overload, they need more time. In this instance, this dude, that was not the case. I think he was just a piece of shit who murdered somebody.
Yeah.
But there are some cops who go through a lot of stress, and then they get put in stressful situations, and they react in a way they maybe shouldn't have. So we need to reform the entire thing.
Yeah, the entire thing. Give them good therapies, because they probably go through some shit.
Just have the benefits that they need.
Yeah. Like they need therapy, right? I would say maybe, I don't know, because it's not a small job. You are literally, you have people's lives in your hand.
Yeah.
Any job where you have people's lives in your hand,
it's stressful.
It's stressful. You need the support for that, right? But we also, at the end of it, we cannot use that as an excuse.
There's racist ass cops that need to be held accountable.
We cannot use that as an excuse. And we need to hold them accountable. I promise you, all they have to do, if they give these 4 dudes life, and they continue to do that to
It's going to change a lot of things, yeah.
To any cop who abuses their power, I promise you, cops are going to think like 5 times before they do that shit. They're going to be like, bro, those dudes just got life. Like, I'm not trying to get life. I'm not doing that. I promise. All they have to do is make an example of these people. That's all they have to do. And I promise you, that will be the first step to make a change, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, there's still going to be small-ass towns, small-ass counties that are shit like this is going to get away with, you know?
Yeah. I mean, so I have family in San Angelo.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit happen there, but I've also seen some good shit happen there as well. Like, we have a lot of people within our family that are law enforcement. They would never do something like this because they're humans.
Yeah.
You know, once you do something like this, your human card is taken from you.
Yeah.
It's gone. And when you talk about a small town like that, there will be those people. Whether it's in a big city, a small town, there will always be those people.
Always.
But like he said, if you make an example of it, whether or not their views change, their actions will change.
Yeah, they're going to think twice.
They might still think like, they might still think racist, but their actions, they're going to think twice. And another thing on top of the rules of engagement and the higher bar being set for police officers, I think another thing we need another organization aside from the FBI that investigates police officers. Because most of the time when a police officer abuses their power, the FBI...
They get internal affairs.
Are you talking about, internal affairs?
Right. So we need a whole nother organization specifically for we need someone to police the police.
Yeah.
Basically, we need a whole nother organization whose sole purpose is to make sure there's no corruption. Because being a police officer is not a light job. It is an important job.
They put a lot on
It is an
them.
important job. But at the end of the day, they don't treat it like an important job. Anybody, bro, as long as you have a clean record, they don't give a fuck who you are. You can walk in there. The psych test is bullshit. There's people who are police officers. There's no fucking way they pass the psych test. There's no way in hell.
Because, like, they lose their cool.
They just look crazy, bro. and they pass the psych test and they're police officers. It doesn't make sense. We need to put more money into making these officers and making sure that people who shouldn't be officers are not officers. That and like I said, it's going to come in steps. Everything I'm saying is long term. But as far as right now, prosecuting those people who did that to George Floyd is the first step. That is going to put a doubt. That's going to plant the seed of doubt in every officer's mind before they abuse their power. So
okay, I'm going to preface this. I am on the side of protesting. I'm fully on that side. I support it. I donate it to you. I am on board with it 100%. I'm going to be an antagonist here, and I'm going to ask questions that are going to provoke conversations. They're not my views. So if this is cut, someone else cuts this, watch this video. This is not my view.
Watch the whole thing. Watch the whole thing.
So my first question is, how do you separate a protester from looting and rioting? Because those are very difficult things. So my example to Marcus, and this could easily be contradicted, but when you cut a tree down, so you have the full tree, protesters, rioters, looters, all of it stacked up. When you cut a tree down, unless you cut it from the roots, the whole tree isn't going to go away. How do you separate protesters and looters without a verbal context behind it, without just saying, oh, they're different? But also, how do you solve the issue of looting and destroying businesses and still supporting the protest?
So we have to look at two things.
Sorry, I'm gonna say, I know this is not a one answer question, or I just want to say, I'm not speaking for the black community. I'm speaking for myself. A lot of people share my views, and if I speak for you in a well-mannered way, then it is what it is. But for me personally, I feel like, as far as the looters and the rioters are concerned, most of those people are not doing it because they care. Most of those people are not doing it because they care about the Black Lives Matter movement. They're not doing it because they care about, the prejudice and the bigotry that goes on in this country. They're not doing it because they care about law enforcement abusing their power. They're doing it because they want something free, right?
They just want to rush out of destroying
or maybe they want an adrenaline rush, right? So they're just doing it. Bro, look, okay, when I look at most of these videos on Twitter or Instagram or wherever, most of the people who are looting or they are vandalizing property are white. I'm sorry, and I have nothing against white people, but they are white. Every video I've seen, most of the people are white. Very few times is it someone of color who is doing this, right? Who are doing these acts. And then you also have to look at stuff like they're putting pallets of bricks down.
Yeah, like the cities and police officers are just randomly placing 100 bricks in front of...
construction, because, and you know why they want to do that? I'm telling you why. All of these all of these looters and all these rioters, all they're trying to do is they're trying to deface the movement.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to bring a negative light to the Black Lives Matter movement, and they're trying to do it for political reasons, because I hopped on Facebook for the first time the other day, and every single one of those people, all they could talk about, because Facebook's very conservative on my feed.
Yeah, no,
at least.
I mean, Facebook in general is just very conservative.
Every single one of those people, all they kept talking about was the rooting and
from the protesters.
the rioting and the looting. I said
the rooting and the rioting.
The rooting and the rioting.
But all they kept talking about was the looting, and they kept talking about the rioting. Nobody was talking about what actually happened.
No one was
right?
talking about the actual police officers that were arresting peaceful-ass protesters.
But the reason why is because these people are brainwashed, man. And literally, like, the media on both ends, the Democrats do the same thing. They are not
started on
exactly. Like that's why watching the news is probably like one of the most dangerous things right now.
Let me tell you right now, the Democrats do not give a fuck about black people. I'm just saying that right now. Like, I promise you, the person you want to vote for may, but the whole party as an organization does not care about black people. The conservatives, they don't care about black people. They just try to use black people, and they try to use everybody. That's all they do. With the media that they post, you have the Republicans, all that they're posting on their side of the media is the looting and the rioting. That's it. That's all they're posting. And then, like, police officers, like, kneeling with protesters and stuff like that. Like, that's all. That's all they're posting. That all the people, like, even my mother's, you know, she watches conservative news. That's all she knows. So to her, all she thinks of the Black Lives Matter movement is this is such a negative thing. Oh my God, they're destroying cities, but that's not the case.
Yeah, which is why I'm thankful for like Twitter and stuff like that, so you can see the real videos of things.
Because Twitter, we see the real, raw, unedited videos. We see what's really happening. We see both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, like we get enough videos to make our own opinion about it. We don't have the news.
We're seeing everything. Because the news, we literally, did y'all see that video on Twitter where it was the same comparison? Clip? It was the same clip.
And they cut it.
And they cut it right before that dude started running over protesters.
Yeah, the cop was literally running over protesters, and they cut it right as that shit happened.
I remember watching that, and I was just like, it totally puts distrust into the news. Like, I've not trusted it for a very long time.
Ever.
Even through Twitter. I still am skeptical. I'm skeptical of anything I look at, and y'all know me personally. I'm a skeptic. Like, I'm a skeptic towards anything. But until I see it, and it's just raw, like the video of George Floyd.
Yeah,
that was raw.
Unedited video.
Yeah. It was in your face. When you watch that, you get this sick feeling in your stomach. And that's human. Yeah. That right there is human. You feel it. Versus the person who's watching the rioting and saying, kind of like, oh, you're your mom, and honestly, my family as well, where they're watching and they're like, oh, we shouldn't do this. You're just rioting. It's a negative connotation to the movement. There are negative things that have happened within this movement. There will always be. You had a good statement, and I want you to say it again before the podcast, that there's no...
from Jordan Pearson?
Yeah. Well, no. So, okay, look, like, not all the rioters and the looters, right? Not all of them are a part of the movement. Some of them are. And if they want to be violent, they're being violent because their voice has not been heard. But I always pose this question when people tell me we can solve this without violence. There has not been one group of people who have gained their freedom and equality over their oppressors without violence. Our own country is the exact, like, perfect example of that. Our country's origin and birth was one of the most violent acts in history that I can remember, right? All because we wanted to break away from Britain and we wanted to become America. And literally, and people were like, oh, no, you can do it without violence. Well, you tell me how we do it without violence, because we tried the peaceful protest. And you know what's funny? I had an argument with someone the other day. It was an older person, maybe like 45, 46, and they told me that, because I don't support Martin Luther King that much. I think he sold his people out, and I don't think he was that great for African Americans as they make him out to be. And I'll talk more on that in a second. But I was telling her how I don't like Martin Luther King and how I would like Malcolm X to be in the light more, because I feel like they balance each other out. But Malcolm X is just completely overlooked. They just focus on Martin Luther King, right? And she told me that she actually really liked Martin Luther King and she liked the peaceful protest, and that's the way to do it, without violence. But then when it came to Kaepernick, she's like, oh, he can go to whatever fucking country he wants. So how are you going to say that's the way to do it?
Whenever he's literally doing
And
it,
someone did it peacefully, as peaceful as he could, to leave a strong message. He took a kneel during the anthem. That's some strong shit.
I do want to say one thing though. So I think people, whenever the kneeling was happening, there was multiple opinions and perceptions viewed on it. Some people viewed it as disrespecting the flag, disrespecting America, military, and he didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, they just looked at like,
and that's the
what
thing
it
though.
could
Like that's the
mean.
thing. Like they literally looked at every single thing besides the reason why he was kneeling. You know, like they didn't fucking listen to him. They didn't say, "Oh, I'm doing this because of the injustices of fucking black people in America." Like.
But even if he did, let's say he did mean to be disrespectful to the military. Let's say he did. Let's just assume he did.
That was his freedom of speech, you know?
First of all, it's his freedom of speech. And second of all, it was still a peaceful protest.
Yes.
So you're telling me that violence isn't the way to go, rioting, looting isn't the way to go. But then when someone did a peaceful protest, as peaceful as they possibly could, while leaving a strong message,
It didn't work at all.
oh, fuck Kaepernick, he needs to go back to whatever country he came from or wherever he wants to go.
His career
You know what I'm
was
saying?
in turmoil.
Yeah, he got
because of it.
blackballed in the NFL,
Yeah.
you know? Like, man hasn't played a single fucking down since all that shit happened, man.
Yeah, so
Wait, Craig, what were you going to say? You forgot? Okay.
nah, go ahead, Craig. What are you gonna say, man?
Bro, Craig, you've been quiet this
You've been
whole time.
quiet, bro.
He was about
I
to
have-
say something
every
and you
time
interrupted him.
Every time I've tried to talk, you say something or like someone else says something. I'm like, all right, it's fine. Like,
Nah, go ahead, bro. Let's give you the spotlight real quick.
Be faster with it, Craig. Come on.
I know he's over here stretching and shit. Yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say fucking I don't know, but the whole Kaepernick thing, people looked at it as like everything that like what it could mean and not what it actually meant. So
Yeah.
of course, like it got like overlooked completely as to what he was trying to do. And
Yeah.
people just looked at it with like, a negative view.
And it's easy to look at it with a negative view.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Whether or not it was say he was protesting military, he wasn't. But say he was, it was peaceful.
It was a peaceful protest, right?
I was all for it. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I don't support it at that point in time. I was like, oh, well, it's a little disrespectful. Whatever. I'm speaking rhetorically, but it doesn't matter. It
Exactly.
was peaceful.
Exactly. So take that, right? We've been peacefully protesting forever. It's
Yeah.
been years we've been peacefully protesting, and we still have these same situations and these same problems, right? That have not been fixed. So what do you want us to do?
I think ideally, if there was a perfect way to solve this, and this will never happen, but ideally it would be peaceful, talk it out.
Yeah.
Politicians, talk to your politicians and get reform, reform the police, all of that. But that's not ideal, like at all.
It's
like
not.
there's
It's
no
not.
way you can
That's like
do
a
it.
dream world, you know?
It
Like,
is.
Yeah.
If we could just basically, I don't know, like put something in someone's brain where it deletes the racist within them, that would solve so much. Is that possible? No, you can't do that.
The only way
So-
that's possible is if you actually like. I had like a 20-minute conversation with this dude at the CBD store. Honestly, like about all this, like everything we're talking about right now. Like I literally went through this guy. Like we just talked so much, and then he was kind of like honestly like like as a black man like I don't hate the police. Like I understand like everything, but he said like because I was like, nah, man, like, I don't really like cops. Like, I don't vibe with cops most of the time. He was like, nah, like, I'm not like that. Like, I respect, like, them, like, as, like, a police force. But he said if change actually, like, happens, it's got to come, like, you got to reform the entire system. Like, you can't fix what's there. You have to make
Yeah,
something
you
new.
can't just take one fish out of the pond, you know?
Yeah, you can't fucking put a Band-Aid on it, bro.
Yeah. Like you were saying, do y'all have any type of law enforcement within your family?
No.
So,
Not that I know of.
and you know people.
Yeah.
So, like,
I have friends. I have friends who are
so-
police officers. I have friends who were police officers and now they're in the military.
and you see them, and they
Yeah.
are the people you want to be police officers.
man, bro. I have this one friend named Colton, bro. I train with him whenever we do MMA training, and he is one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met in my whole life, man.
Yeah.
He is like the spinning image of what
Of what
I
a
would
cop
want
should be.
every cop to be
Yeah.
like, man. And that's why I can't say every cop is bad, because I know not every cop is bad. But where people get that from is because other cops don't speak up.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to speak up, because in the past, whenever something happened, they all have each other's back, right?
Yeah, I mean,
They're
in
like,
the past,
"Oh."
like, dude, the black community was shut down for so long. Like the Black Panther community, like they considered them as terrorists, besides of the KKK, who were
What the
literally
fuck
like,
is that about?
Yeah,
But you know
bro.
why? You know why they consider them terrorists, right?
It was because they were actually like
Because they were a threat. They
Yeah.
were organized. They were an organized group that had a lot of power and a lot of
knowledge
and knowledge, bro, they would carry around assault rifles and shit. The government doesn't want to see black people carrying around assault rifles, bro. Look, let me tell you something. Do you know why those protesters who were protesting the quarantine, you know why they didn't get rubber bullets shot at them? You know why they didn't get tear gas?
Because they had fucking rifles on them and shit.
Because they're white. It's because they had fucking rifles, bro. You're telling me.
I forgot about that. Bro, you're talking about the people that were like, they pulled up with fucking guns.
They had their AR.
Strapped, bro.
It's not because they're white. Look, I understand there's a race issue, and yes, they probably would have been treated better, but it's not because they're white. It's because they have fucking rifles, and the police know they'll use their rifles.
But if police ever saw like one black dude out there with like the guns they had, bro, that would be like war.
One black dude, but what if they saw 500?
Yeah, what if they saw like the whole
I promise you, they are not shooting. They are not, because if they did,
they're outnumbered.
They would get fired back on, and a lot of people would end up dying. A lot of civilians and a lot of cops, and that's exactly why they don't do shit to those white protesters.
That's why they fucking bully the people without fucking anything, bro.
Yeah.
Like
they were fucking terrified, bro. Imagine, bro. And I wish black people would start doing this, and I hope they do. Like, if we got together and we like did some shit like that, we would be so powerful and so strong, bro.
Yeah.
If we rolled up to a government building with rifles, just like they did for quarantine,
fucking masks,
so that way they could get haircuts at great clips.
Yeah,
they are not shooting at us. They are not. I promise you, they may be racist. They may want to, but they're not going to shoot, because they know if they do, a lot of people are going to die.
A lot of blood's going to be on their hands for shooting the first shot.
A lot of people are going to die. They are not going to fucking shoot. I promise you. They take rifles out, no tear gas, no rubber bullets. I promise you, bro.
Yeah.
None of that shit, because they know if they do that shit, someone can easily say, "Oh, all I heard was a shot. I didn't know it was a rubber bullet, so I opened fire for my life. I was in fear for my life." That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
And you know how many cases there would be? Just imagine like 500 people with assault rifles open up on cops, right?
Yeah.
Imagine how many people are getting arrested. Imagine how many people need to be tried. Imagine how many people need to be put through a trial and need to be put with a jury.
Just the whole
right.
process.
It's a lot of fucking time. It's a lot of fucking money. They're not going to do that shit. They're not opening fire, bro.
Yeah. So clearly you support the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
100%. Have you ever shot a gun?
Yeah. Bro, I fucking...
Have y'all?
Nope, I have not.
You have?
I own a shit ton of guns, bro. Yeah, I own a shit ton of guns. I definitely support the Second Amendment. We need to have guns. We need to have guns for situations like this. And you know what's funny? Whenever Trump was talking about bringing the military to the states, people were talking about, like all of you conservatives who were talking about, we need to have guns in case we need to overthrow the government. Now's your chance. They're not going to fucking help you, because all those people who have guns are white conservatives.
Yes,
no black people have guns. No Mexicans have guns. Where are my people of color with guns? Where are y'all at? Because times like this is where we need them, but all of the people who have guns are conservatives or white conservatives, all of them.
And I want you to clarify. You're not saying using them, but you're saying
the presence,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Why do they show up? Why do they show up in riot
why
gear?
do the white people that are protesting fucking haircuts have to have them? You know,
right? No. Yeah. So it's the presence. It's the threat of you could possibly get shot, or it's the police showing up in riot gear in the presence of them looking intimidating to where they're trying to put fear into you to try to make you back down.
Like, why are they going to a protest in riot gear, bro? There's no protest. I mean, there's no riots there yet. You know, you're literally preparing for something to happen.
Even when it's peaceful, and then they start to make it aggressive. That we've seen videos on Twitter where they will pick on people. If you had a group of people with fucking rifles, they're not picking on nobody.
Even if you're just standing there, bro, they're not going to push you. They're not going to do anything.
I promise you, they're not, because they're pussies. Most cops I've met are pussies. I'm sorry, most of them are pussies. Yeah. They are scared shitless, which is why they make bad decisions, because they're not fit to be in that job. So, bro, you show up with rifles, I promise you, it's not going that way.
Yes, and again, not using them, the presence of them.
Use them if need.
Yes.
Right? But no, it's the presence. That's more than
just do exactly what they're doing, you know, because it's our right. We still live in the same exact
right.
You need to shoot a gun.
Yeah, I know.
You need to be able... I just think everyone in their life needs to be able to shoot a gun.
Needs to shoot a gun, needs to know how to shoot
properly
a gun,
handle
how to operate a gun. Yeah.
Like the biggest thing, we were teaching, I'm not going to say her name, but it was one of my old friends, how to shoot a gun. She turned around and
just pointed at you.
And that's the biggest. That's the scariest fucking shit.
I've never shot a gun, but I know the rules. Never point at yourself. Never point at anyone. Don't even put your hand on the trigger. Like just.
Well, some people will throw it up in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, you point it at the ground. You point it at the ground. You make sure your safety is on.
Yeah.
You go through the whole process, and once you know the process, it's ingrained in you.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone needs to be able to shoot a gun, because if if you were put in a situation and I handed you a pistol, you would more likely hurt yourself or get yourself killed than to do any damage.
He looks into the fucking
Is it loaded?
Is it on?
Where's the power switch?
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, look, I understand people don't want things to get violent, but I posed that question, right, that you brought up earlier. It's the same thing. Name one time someone has gotten freedom and equality from their oppressor without violence. It has never happened in history. People bring up Gandhi. Do you know how violent things were before Gandhi came along? Gandhi made things peaceful, but there was so much violence before then. That's why he was born. That's why, because he saw it. He was a kid. He saw it. He saw how violent things were, and it molded him into the man he was and the man he became. There's not one time it's happened in history without violence.
And we're not saying we're promoting violence.
Yeah, and again, I'm not promoting violence. All I'm saying is, if it happens, it's because we're unheard. I think we are civilized enough in today's age, in today's society, to get over this without violence. But if you continue to ignore the issues at hand, it is going to get violent.
Yes.
And when it does, there is no one else to blame but everyone who didn't listen.
And the oppressor.
And it's going to be violent if it gets that route.
Yes.
And I don't want it to, right? But if it does, you have nobody but to blame. You have because when you go unheard, that's what ends up happening.
Yeah. So I do want to switch it. I want to ask one more question about this, and then I kind of want to talk about you. Okay. And we're trying to make this lighthearted. We do want to get to the point of like seriousness. We're all on board with this here.
Yeah, that there's a serious problem.
And we all support it.
Yeah.
Like, we're all wanting change. I think everyone here, the color of our skin doesn't matter. We all want change because
we see a problem, you know?
Truly, from our high school, I told you this before the podcast. I said, I don't see color, and I don't mean that in the negative way. I mean it as like, I truly, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to Dawson.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to a person of color.
Yeah. But like, as I said, not seeing color is not enough.
It's not
you
enough.
need to call out the people that are being racist. You need to call the people that are doing bad shit.
Yes.
That's all.
Hold them accountable.
We need accountability. We need people to call it out. We need people to hold them to a higher standard. And once people start calling it out, we need cops to call it out.
Yes.
We need cops to call it out.
We need other cops to fucking call out the bad cops and be like, yo, man, this is enough. You're making a bad rep on all of us, you know? But
I want to bring up two things. One, and this can be a short answer. How do you feel about shutting down a highway?
Shutting down the highway?
Shutting down a highway for a protest.
Yeah, whenever you're protesting or shutting down.
Hey, bro, it's better than inciting a riot, honestly. Would you rather, like, have people late to work? Or
I agree.
Would you rather, like, have people dead?
I agree. 100%. The thing that I don't agree with is there was a video of people shutting down a highway, and they were just running down where the traffic was and just smashing windows. And you see this kid inside, and he's crying his eyes out. And that, to me...
Okay, so look, here's another thing, right? A lot of people I've talked to and a lot of people who support the Black Lives Matter movement, they want this to be peaceful, okay? No one wants it to get violent. Like I said, most of the people who do, they're trying to... they're trying to defame the movement,
personal reasons,
or it's selfish reasons. So, just like how we're talking about accountability for police officers, we need to have that accountability with people in the protest.
Yeah,
you know, like we need to. Like I saw John Jones. Did you see that video of John Jones where he was taking spray cans from kids?
Bro.
Yeah.
Literally,
Really?
he was following these little white kids, bro, and he was like, "Give me the spray can." Give me the spray can.
Hell no. And you're not going to say no to John Jones.
Bro, you're going to elbow the fuck out you, bro. Yeah, bro. So we need to hold people accountable like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a good question to separate the protesters from the looters. Like protesters, like there needs to be some people that are in the crowd.
And there have.
That needs to stop.
There's videos where people try, but we need everyone to do
that's what I'm saying. It takes a whole group.
They're like, bro, stop doing that shit. Like, you're not making anything better.
Did you see that? There was this Twitch streamer. He was like streaming a protest, and then like he was like he was on live, and then he literally like looked at a car. No. Wait.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna have to take that.
He looked at a car and he was like, "Hey, can y'all flip that?" Like,
I did see that.
And I was like,
everyone was like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Off, yeah.
And he just ran away.
We need shit like that.
Yes.
Everyone got around him. They're like, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
That makes us look bad. All this shit, bro. That's what we need."
Yes.
Okay, because that's what we need in terms of making this not look the way that people are trying to make it look, right? So we can do that, but we need to have accountability with each other too.
That's the best answer that I could have had. I was telling them I'm going to ask this question to you because I want a good answer and I want a valid reason. You didn't say, oh, don't shut down a highway or shut it down. You said we all need to be accountable for it. So whether or not you shut down a highway, and this is just an example, if you're going down smashing windows, that's not the protest.
Yeah.
That's not the point of it. The point of it is to be heard.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's...
And at the end of the day, like, you're burning down businesses, right? You're hurting people who have nothing to do with the situation. If you really want to start burning shit down, you need to burn down government buildings. You know how fucking quick they'll listen? Bro, y'all are burning down the wrong building. Y'all burn down the Target. We need to start burning down fucking...
City Hall.
Bro, yeah, we need to start burning down government buildings, bro. We burn down government buildings, that's going to be a whole
and again,
fucking...
we are not saying
look at
do
Minnesota.
this.
Look,
I have to... liability reasons.
I'm
but like
not
example,
inciting violence. All I'm saying is y'all are doing the wrong thing to the wrong.
Yeah, but a perfect example is like in Minnesota.
I want to see the world burn the right way. You know?
Dude, this motherfucker.
I want to see it burn the right. If y'all are gonna burn shit, burn the right
Bro,
shit.
Exactly, like the police station.
He's not saying it for that. Craig he's been on this shit where he's like, yeah, man, the world needs to...
bro.
No,
Fuck
not the government.
capitalism,
He
fucking
goes,
everything.
I can't wait for the world to end.
Bro.
And I'm just like...
Bro, Craig's literally like when everyone's freaking out during the end of the world, Craig's just gonna be skipping
He's
down
just
the road.
chilling,
Dude,
bro.
he's just gonna be skipping,
Chilling.
being like,
He's all
yo.
twisted and shit.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, why are y'all afraid? Like things are finally gonna end. Like,
Bro, he always be saying that shit.
No,
okay.
but no. I mean, it's true though. Like, if y'all really want to make a strong statement by burning down something, you need to burn down like police buildings. You need to burn down like government buildings.
Yeah.
Y'all are burning down Targets. What the fuck is a Target going to do? All that did was harm the company.
Right.
And you know the
And
company
you got free
supported the
shit,
officers,
you know?
so fuck the company, right? But at the end of the day, that's not going to bring the change.
Dude, one target, even two, even three, ain't gonna do
It's
shit.
Not, yeah, bro. You know how much
Exactly.
money that company has?
Dude, it's not even about that. It's like you said, it needs to be a message.
It needs to affect the
yes.
people you're trying to reach.
Yes,
You know
and
what I'm
yes,
saying?
Target supports them, but that's not the direct way to do it.
Let's say like I wanted to get a message across to Rhett and he was ignoring me, right? Am I going to drive down the road and throw rocks at everyone else's house but Rhett? like honestly, like am I going to drive down the road and be like, oh fuck you, and throw rocks at everyone
At
else's
his neighbors,
house?
yeah.
And then Rhett's house is perfectly fine and it's pristine and no scratches, no nothing. Like no, that's not how you do it. You need to target the people you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that.
I have-
Yeah, just
why the fuck did you throw a rock at me?
Yeah,
Like,
just
just throw Rhett.
Like,
I don't even know Rhett.
Rhett walks out and he looks to the right and the house is TP'd and he's like, oh whatever, and he goes back in.
Yeah.
Like, you don't give a
just
fuck.
go back to his normal
Yeah.
day, normal
Yeah,
routine,
bro,
like
so-
nothing happened.
Yeah, they're focusing on the wrong shit, man, and not inciting violence.
Yeah.
Once again, but if y'all really want to make a movement, I'm giving you the keys. Weapons. You need weapons. You need organized structure, and you need to target the right places.
Yeah. All right, let's lighten this up. I have one more thing about this subject, but it's a lighter subject. Do you like watching the good videos that come from it? I
What do you
enjoy
mean?
like
Dude,
all the cops.
the cop in Flint, Michigan. He had a beautiful statement where he
Yeah.
was like, I am going to walk with y'all. Let's make this a parade.
Yeah.
You know, he turned the negative connotation that it had into something positive. Those videos are exactly what I like to watch. And I
Yeah.
know it's just because you see so much negative shit.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not it's for a good reason or bad,
Yeah.
you see the negative.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but I know as soon as those cameras are off, they're
I
back
agree.
to being fucking
So I know
assholes.
Flint was good. I think Flint was good the whole way through. But other cities that try to do something similar,
Like they
literally would knee with everyone, and then 35 minutes later they
Put on the
fucking
riot gear.
put the helmet on. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done kneeing. Put the helmet on and pop the tear gas and fucking throw it at people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Start hitting them with rubber bullets. Most of it's fake. Most of it's fake as fuck.
Yeah,
and
propaganda.
honestly, I don't think we should be giving any attention to it, even to the dude in Flint. I mean, if he was being genuine, then you know that's good, man. But that's not going to fix our issue. You walking with me is not going to fix the issue.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying it's going to fix the issue,
Yeah.
but I'm saying whenever I watch it, it's like, okay, whether or not he was genuine, I'm going to take it as he was. Yes, it could totally be false, but I'm going to take it as he was.
I'll assume positively that he was. I think he was. I think he was genuine.
You can tell when someone says something if they're genuine or not, or if they're saying it for a camera. I don't think he knew the camera. He probably knew they were pointed, but I think he said it from his heart.
Yeah.
That to me is like, all right, it's not the resolution to the issue, but seeing so much negative, just to see some type of light in it is like, okay.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good,
But
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's
I'm indifferent to it. I don't feel good towards it.
yeah, I was gonna say in the
Only-
end, this still is a shitty ass.
Only
read,
because
like,
it's not going to progress us any further.
yeah.
So okay,
So I do see it for what it is. I think it's very nice. I think it's very lighthearted, right? Very warm, right?
but you're direct to the point. You're trying to
But-
get this shit fixed. You
Yeah,
want to
but
see.
I mean, there's no
that's
reason to
that's
not to, you know?
Yeah.
fluff, bro. Like that's fluff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know what we talking about? Like, okay,
True.
You're walking with me,
Bro.
like, no, bro. Come
True.
on.
And
Yeah,
that's what the
so-
news uses for, a little fluff piece, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little, like,
And I fell for it.
Yeah.
Truly, I fell for it.
Yeah. So I'm indifferent towards it.
Yeah,
It
and-
doesn't progress us any further, but it's also a nice sentiment.
Yeah, that's honestly a great statement. I like talking to people who can pose a opposition to me,
Yeah.
just because I can see it for what it is truly worth. Because whenever I see it, it's my perception. But then talking to someone who sees the opposite perception of it,
Yeah.
it's so much nicer. Because I see it's fluff. It truly is
Yeah,
fluff.
it is.
Whether or
Honestly.
not he was truly genuine or not, if he was, great. But like you said, it doesn't fix the
help.
issue.
If you look at
Doesn't
it from like the other way, like you'll see like, you know, because, you know, like Facebook brainwashed, like you said, bro. I don't even get me started on that, bro. Like
Yeah.
everyone's
No
brainwashed.
idea.
Everyone's a fucking sheep, bro.
You
Don't
have
even get me
no
started.
idea on fucking
Are you
Facebook.
a
But like,
sheep?
I try not to be.
Okay.
I try not to be.
Like, I don't know. I'll catch myself sometimes. I'm like, oh fuck. Like I gotta fucking think on my own. Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
catch myself doing that a lot whenever I'm reading, like, stupid conspiracies and shit. I'm just
Oh, my
like,
God.
That's me. That's
All right, get back to it.
But I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck.
Damn it, Craig.
Bro, I'm sorry.
He doesn't
Someone
talk
said
You're good, you're good.
and-
You're
Someone said
good.
something else, and I'm like, all
That's
right,
all good, bro.
fucking.
If you think of it, say it again. But
What were we talking about? What were we talking about right before this?
fluff.
We were talking about fluff and
Oh, okay, all right. So like, say that video of that cop from Flint.
Yeah.
You know, they post that on like Facebook for like the conservacy, and then the
Yes.
conservatives will then use that as propaganda to be like, look, like this is what cops really are,
Yeah.
not like what you're saying.
And-
Like,
Yeah.
like the way from looking at it, like change isn't gonna happen because it's two separate sides of something.
Yes.
Trying to
Yeah.
look at. They interpret what they see in their own different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to change someone's opinion without like actually like seeing both sides, but no one wants to see both sides.
It's more than
Exactly.
seeing it, it's talking to both sides. Just like I did with him right here. He pointed it out to me of, oh, it's fluff. It doesn't progress.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. When I see it, it's like, okay, whether or not he's genuine, it's nice to see. So I see that side, but I also see the side it doesn't progress.
Yeah.
There's
And-
no
and-
one like in the middle that's like a non-biased person that both sides will trust. That's the problem. Like there's no one
And
to
there
break that
never
middle
will
ground.
be.
Yeah.
There never will be. But look, one thing I also want to say is this isn't just a problem for black people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cops abuse their power to everybody. I've seen it. I've seen it whether you are white, whether you are black. They just have some type of superiority
Just
complex
power hungry,
to
bro.
where
Dude, yeah.
they just get like a hard on when they start abusing their power, and it needs to end.
Dude.
And you know, black people definitely get the shit end of the stick when it comes to cops abusing their power on them. But this is not. People think we're just doing this for us. It's for everybody. Like police brutality in general needs to end.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
this is a good first step to it ending, because then people are going to start thinking twice about doing racist shit or using your power, abusing your power towards black people. Then the next step is, oh, I'm gonna start thinking twice about abusing my power at all, because now I
Yeah.
know if I do, this is going to be the consequence of it. So people are just looking at it like, oh, black people, black. No, it is everybody. Black
It's
people
trigger
get
happy
the
cops.
worst.
It's fucking
Yeah,
power
black people
hungry.
get the worst of it, but I promise you, I've seen it with my own eyes. It happens to everybody.
Yes.
So
Just like you said, the bar for being a cop is so stupid. You only have to have your GED
It's low.
to be able to get
It's
out.
low.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
Honestly,
ridiculous, bro. The
it's
amount of
so
like
stupid.
the amount of like kids that were probably like, you know, like weird in high school. They didn't have anything to do. Like they're just like, you know, they fucking dropped out of high school or some shit, and they're like, oh, I'll just become a cop, and then they get that power.
And you know what's funny? Most and like I said, I'm not. This is not generalizing to everybody, okay? But most losers I fucking know, like complete losers. They don't do shit with their time. They're not doing anything productive. Like in every single way, shape, and form, they're a fucking loser. Most of them either enlist into the military or they become a cop.
Yeah, bro.
And
Yeah.
now you have all those losers who they didn't get pussy in high school. They didn't have friends, right? And
You
they
give
were
'em a gun.
They were getting bullied,
Give 'em a
right?
gun,
You give them a
damn.
gun and you give them power,
yeah, bro.
bro.
And it's this false sense of power.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, bro, a fucking badge. Like literally all that, like
Yeah.
all that lies behind him is a damn badge, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they ain't shit without it, bro. Like
Yeah.
they're literally
All
just a
right.
fucking loser still.
Let's summarize this real quick. So, everyone here, we all want the same thing. You know, we're all going to fight for the same thing in different ways, you know.
Oh, thank you too, by the way, for the donation.
Yeah.
problem, man.
Definitely nice.
Yeah.
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 Send me the link, man. I'll donate too.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Bro. I got you. I got you.
Wait, you can talk. Wait, what is it? Because honestly, I didn't even really see it.
Wait,
So-
is it still going on?
It's still going on. I'm probably going to cut it off short because Cash App is kind of bugging. They're starting to like. Whenever I get a lot of transactions through Cash App, they always like pause my
Freeze
shit
it.
and ask me like what I'm doing right. So I'm probably going to stop it soon. But basically, I was going to donate with my company, right? I work for Apple, and they match it 2-to-1. At the time, I thought it was 1-to-1. So if I donate $10, they put in $10, right?
So
and
it's 2-to-1.
Right. So now if I put in $10, they put in 20.
Oh, shit.
And I was at first I was just going to do the 100. I was doing 50 to the NAACP and I was doing 50 to the Black Lives Matter Foundation. But then I was like, you know what? Like, what if other people wanted to donate? They could just like we could pool our money together, and then instead of them spending like $50 and donating it, they actually donated $150,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So then I put it on my Instagram, and I honestly did not expect it to pop off. I expected to get like maybe $300 in a
Dude.
week. So as far as yesterday, because yesterday was the last time I got a donation, or actually last night, it was like in the morning. We are like at $947.
Damn.
So literally, it's that times 3, and
Well,
that's how much is going to go to.
Wait, and how long did you have it posted for? Like a day?
2 days.
2 days?
So
Yeah.
the first day it was like $850. I can't remember. And then the second day, that's when like the residual came in.
That's what's up.
And we had people like donating $5, $12, $20, whatever. And then a few people, like two or three, donated like $100. And I was like, bro, that's badass, right? So we had everyone supporting. Definitely felt the love and support. And something else that is amazing, it inspired my coworkers to do the same thing. So I have a coworker named Amaris, and she raised over 1,000 already.
Then they're doing
So,
the same
yeah,
thing with
and they're
Apple's
doing
matching?
The same
Yeah.
thing. So they're putting all that
Damn.
money
When-
in the donation that Apple matches.
When I saw that, it's like, oh, I can take my 50 and put it into 25,
Yeah.
or I give it to Dawson and his
It goes to
company.
150.
Yeah, it makes it 150.
75,
bro.
75, NAACP, Black Lives Matter
Exactly.
Foundation.
And so I saw that and I was like, 100% giving it to you. Much rather would give it to you just because Apple can do that.
Yeah, man, because
Yeah.
Apple got the money.
If
That's
that's-
sick, bro.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I did this entirely on my own. Like Apple's not telling us to do this. I do need to say this because some companies do it for a PR or for
Publicity
marketing,
stunt,
right? So I
yeah.
just want to say this was done entirely on my own. This has nothing to do with Apple as the company, and this is just
So did
something
you
I decided to
reach
do.
out to Apple, or did Apple reach out to you? They were just like, hey.
No, so Apple's very big on donations and very big on giving back to the community. So we have something called we have a website that we use called Benevity. And I think other companies use it too, but basically that's where you put your donations through.
Okay.
And every time, so Apple has a set list of organizations that they will match your donation to, right? And they will tell you how much they will match depending on which organization it is. So when I
Okay.
checked, like they have like 9 different organizations for the Black Lives Matter, because it's not just the NAACP Black Lives Matter. There's like 7 other ones, but I decided to donate to those 2. So when I checked, that's when I saw that they were matching 200%. And I was like, bro, like I could, if I can like get money together from people who are going to donate anyway and stretch their dollar out, like this could make a big impact.
because literally
Yeah.
you're doubling your money. Like,
And now we have, so Amaris, she did over 1,000, right? We have some other people, they have like 300 together or 400 together. And if a bunch of people from the store start doing it, and we get other people from other stores to start doing it, that's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah,
man,
I-
that's donated.
where's the link at? Is it like on your Instagram, or is it?
Well, no, you have
just-
to send me the money, because I have, when I do it through Benevity, through the portal, I link it to my PayPal. So I take all the money out the PayPal that's connected to my bank. So
I bet.
that's how the money gets taken out.
So it's sent through your like Cash App. So that's what you're saying. The Cash
so
App was
Cash
like
App or
freezing.
whatever, Cash App. Yeah, I fucking hate Cash App. The only reason I started using it for this is because
I like Venmo.
most people
Venmo's a
use
little
Cash
better.
App, but every time I use Cash App, I always have a problem. They're
Yes.
always giving me some type of
Yeah.
fucking shit.
I have PayPal. I
Yeah.
have all of them, but
Cash
PayPal.
App.
I say
fucking
Venmo.
sucks,
Venmo's a
but
lot better than
Most
PayPal.
people use Cash App, so it's like you got, if you're doing
It's
something
so
like
fast,
this,
yeah.
you got to use it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to use it, man.
I do at the end. I want you to plug everything.
Okay.
Just give me all the information. We'll put it below.
All right.
And we're gonna promote the shit out of this video.
Yeah.
Anybody who sees this, I'll make a clip specifically for this, and
Yeah.
I want this to be shared through everything. And if you need, or if you're planning on donating, donate to him. That way,
Yeah.
there's more money going into
And
it.
we'll also put like other organizations that you can donate to
Yeah.
and petitions
Yeah.
that you can sign.
Yeah.
up.
And if you can't donate, like that's perfectly fine. Like,
Yeah,
I tell
sign
people,
petitions and
you
stuff,
don't
you know?
have to donate. You can sign petitions. Did you see the YouTube video? Someone started a YouTube video where all the streams, like literally they're just streaming 24/7, and you can literally leave it on, and all the ad revenue from that video goes towards donations. Literally, bro. Like, so if you don't have money to donate, that is perfectly fine. You do not have to donate. Go stream that fucking video. Go sign petitions. Go protest. Like, there's other ways to make an impact without donating. I'm just trying to do as much as I can. So, you know, of course I'm going to do that, but you know, you don't have to donate. People feel bad because they can't donate. Like,
there's many options that take 5 minutes out your day that you can still, like you said, make an impact.
Yeah.
Whether if it's one signature on the petition, you know there's going to be more.
Yeah.
It's just like in the voting.
Exactly.
Vote. Make a change. You know. Okay. I do want to move on to this. This is a super good topic. Again, we're going to plug everything in the link below. I'm going to get you to send me most of the stuff. That way I can
for the petitions?
Yeah, everything we're going to put into it. It'll be in the YouTube link. We'll put it in the Instagram captions.
We'll put in our Instagram links and all that.
Yeah, honestly, just promote this. So if y'all do donate, thank y'all. I'm sure, again, if you donate, try to donate to him. You know, you can donate wherever and it still makes an impact. But if Apple's matching 2 to 1, put it there.
And also check your company. Like, you know, whoever this video gets to, before you give your money to me, check your own company. You'd be surprised. A lot of companies will match your donations, you know. Yeah. And it may not be 2 to 1, but even if it isn't, like, check your own company first. You know, there's so many companies out there that are trying to support. So check your company first that you work for, see what they're doing, and then, you know, go from there, you know.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, that's pretty much most of the deep shit. I want to get on to you and what you've been doing. I understand if people kind of click off at this point because this is the big reason why.
Yeah, definitely.
But I know you work at Apple. I know you're into boxing.
Yeah.
Give me just what you've been doing for the past. I don't know when the last time I saw you was.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a minute.
It's been a while, man.
Bro,
it's been a while.
I'm pretty sure.
Dude, was it Joe Adams' party? Do you remember that?
No.
Shut the fuck up. No,
that
was
wasn't.
too long ago.
That was senior year, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've definitely seen each other.
It hasn't been that long.
Your apartment.
Remember his apartment?
Your apartment.
Trevor got lost, bro.
Yes, bro. I was just about to bring that up with you. But last time me and Craig were there, last time me and Craig were at your apartment, bro, we lost Trevor for like a good 2 hours, dude.
Yes, I remember.
And he was just.
He was laying behind a bush.
He was laying behind a bush behind our car, and like, dude, we didn't even see him whenever we passed him, bro.
I was with you, and we were driving down like the access road trying to find him, and I'm out the window. Trevor,
bro. We kept walking in the party and be like, "Yo, have y'all seen Trevor?" And y'all were like, "Bro, y'all still haven't found this man?" And we were like,
"We had some crazy fucking parties at the apartment, man.
Yeah,
crazy
bro.
Fucking parties.
That was a cool ass apartment.
Yeah,
it really was.
It was
I remember Jay Dougie was there, and that was one of the times where he got turned.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It
It
was so fun. It's fun to get all the group from high school together because we don't realize how close we actually were.
Yeah.
Even though everyone had their own groups, no one was secluded.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't like a group that was secluded, even for us. Like,
well, like, okay, so senior year, we all like put our differences aside. We all wanted to like, you know, spend time together because we knew we were leaving. But there was definitely some groups that didn't get along with others, and I remember it, bro. You remember that shit? Like,
I really don't, and maybe
you
I'm
don't.
not.
You don't remember it?
I may be naive to it. You don't have to say it on the podcast.
I'm not going to say their names, but we'll talk about it after. There were some groups that did not like each other, man, and it was definitely funny.
I felt really
good during senior year. Y'all remember that shit?
I can't.
I remember our group.
Say it, like you'll refresh, and I'll be like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it on podcast. I don't want to air anyone's business out like that, but I'll bring it up afterwards. But I mean, as far as what I've been doing, I've been with quarantine. I've just been working a lot. You know, I still work at Apple. I'm still going to school. I'm going to UTSA. I'm trying to get back on track because freshman year really fucked me up with school, man. This freshman year was horrible. I really fucked I fucked all my shit up, bro.
It's okay, bro. Me too.
Yeah, I fucked everything up, so it put me behind. But I'm on track to do cybersecurity. I may do a dual major for computer science just because I already did a lot of computer science classes, but those classes that I did for computer science, they don't transfer over. So I'm like, bro, I already did a lot of computer science classes from my freshman year, and literally they would have been done for nothing. So I'm like, I might try to do it, but if I do it, I'm gonna be in school a lot longer.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely getting my cybersecurity degree. I have like another year for that.
So I have a plug for
Yeah.
cybersecurity. Who he owns his own cybersecurity company.
Well, shit, man.
Bro.
Plug me in, bro. Plug me in.
He's my mom's best friend's husband.
Yeah.
And
Shit.
he
Damn.
he cybersecured my fucking Mac because that shit was getting
real?
hacked.
Your Mac was getting hacked?
Do you remember whenever it went down and I was contacting you? I was like,
Yeah.
hey, my Mac is like fucked
Whenever
up.
it went white screen and shit?
It
or
went
what?
a complete white screen. I couldn't
Yeah.
log in. Well, someone was hacking it. And
What?
yeah, and we found that out at Apple, and they were like, oh, well, typically I guess this happens whenever I don't know the type of hack, but they were in my computer.
So they were like using your screen kind of? And so
More than that. They were getting
What?
information off of it. And
Hell no.
they were doing
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it, but they were repeating files to overload my computer. So they kept repeating files. I don't
Yeah.
know what the point of it was. They didn't get any of my information.
That's
At least they
weird.
didn't use it.
Yeah.
But they ended up doing that, and so I went to him, and he helped me out and
Yeah.
basically secured my computer. Haven't had any issues since.
Yeah, man.
So definitely have a plug for you.
Yeah, there
So,
you go, man. Yeah, so I've just been working on that degree, and for school, that's what I've been doing. And then, of course, I still work at Apple, and then I've been training when I can. I need to get back into it. I was hoping, because I was boxing, but I want to get into MMA. So I was hoping to have a fight this year, like around April, but you know what
all
happened.
this shit.
You know what happened. You know what happened.
The
yeah.
Rona, man.
And then I put on some weight, bro. Like it may not look like it, but I'm a lot heavier right now than I usually am.
So what was your like weight class that you were trying to get to? Like,
For MMA, probably 155.
155?
Yeah, because I fought in boxing, for amateur boxing, I fought at 165.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference with amateur boxing, and this is what I hate about it, is you have to weigh in every single day you fight. Okay, so there's like tournaments where you have you fight like
So you
3
fight-
days. So not only do you have to weigh in once, you have to weigh in 3 times every
Okay.
single
And you
morning.
have to have the same weight? Or?
Exactly.
Oh
so,
my God.
and for most people, like especially for MMA, you know how much weight people lose for a fight. So imagine losing that weight, weighing in, fighting somebody, making sure you're underweight, so you can't eat anything, you can't drink anything. If you are overweight in the morning, you need to put on a sauna suit and go jump rope or some shit. Go
Yeah.
run, right? Lose that water weight, and then you need to weigh in again, and then again, right? And then some tournaments are even longer, so you weigh in like a long, maybe 5 days, bro. Like it's horrible.
That's insane. So that's the difference between boxing and MMA. You don't do that, or what? You don't?
MMA, you don't do that at all. Boxing, you don't do that once you get to a professional level, because you only have one fight and you have 24 hours to regain your strength. Whereas in amateur boxing, you weigh in that morning and you fight that day.
And then the next morning you weigh in.
Best case scenario, you maybe get 10 hours to rest.
Fuck
Best case
that,
scenario.
dude.
Whereas professional boxing, you get 24 hours. Amateur MMA and professional MMA, you get 24 hours and you only fight one opponent. So there's no multiple weigh-ins. So
That's
for
what's
me, literally, bro, did y'all see that big tournament I went to, that nationals tournament?
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah.
I swear, bro, I thought I was gonna die cutting weight.
For real? Yeah, because
like,
honestly, I was just about to ask that. Cutting weight is probably the most
I
painful
thought-
and terrible shit you can do. Right?
I'm not even lying, bro. I was cutting weight. I was in the sauna. I was coming in and out of the sauna, and I laid down for a quick minute, and everything was white.
Oh,
I'm not even lying to you, bro. I legit thought I was fucking killing myself.
Yeah.
I felt like I was killing myself, and if I wasn't killing myself, I felt like I was doing a lot of irreversible damage to my body.
Yeah.
So I told myself, you can't keep doing this. You need to do something else to where it's not going to take such a toll on your body.
Yeah.
And MMA, fighting one person, one opponent, cutting weight itself isn't bad. It's cutting it back to back. And I think MMA will be better for me. And
Because you can take a good break between fights,
Exactly. And I have wrestling experience from high school, right? And I feel like I have a skill set for MMA. I just need to.
Because you got the hands, you got the wrestling skills, man.
Yeah, but you just the biggest thing though is the distance. It's so weird. That's
to actually
exactly.
know yeah.
I started going back before the whole Corona thing. I started training.
Where's your camp at?
So it's Ohana.
Oh, you Ohana
Yeah.
with fucking Alex and all that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
that's badass. Hell yeah.
But the distance is weird, man, because I was getting tagged up when I
Because
first
you were
went
so
back,
used to boxing, because
I'm
boxing's close, right?
Yeah, but you need to be far. If you get close, you're going to get tagged up. So I just need to get used to it, and I just need to calm down. I get really jittery sometimes when I'm, when I haven't been in there for a while. So I need to get back into it. I need to shed this weight off. I got 30 pounds on me. I'm normally 30 pounds lighter, so you're seeing a heavy version of me. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, right? But I promise you, I'm normally 30 pounds lighter. If I shaved my beard off, you would see it. You would see it. It's more round. You would see it. If I shaved my beard off, you would definitely see it.
Honestly, same thing with my face, bro. If I shave it off, it's so round.
Yeah, it's round, bro. So, yeah.
Man, that's what's up, though. How's training? Do you train with Alex or anything like that, or?
Yeah, sometimes I train with Alex. I actually was training with him for the Islam fight. When he was supposed to fight Islam, we were just doing simple drills. It wasn't sparring or anything. All we would do is basically we would do like defensive drills. Like I would throw punches at him, like a set of combinations, and then he'd have to come back with some defensive drills with like some defensive combinations, right? So he would like dodge, he would like parry or whatever, and then he would come back with some punches, and that's basically what we worked on, like footwork and really countering. So
y'all like spar with each other and stuff like that?
I've only sparred with him like once, bro.
Is he a crazy
I honestly don't spar. And even when I sparred with him, we only threw hands. It wasn't
really?
It wasn't legs or anything. No. I don't even want to imagine being in there with that motherfucker when he's kicking and shit, bro.
Saying,
yeah,
who
is this? But he's a dude from San Antonio. He's in the UFC. His name's Alex. So
Alex
Johnson?
No,
Hernandez.
Yeah. So.
That's cool.
He trains at the gym, the MMA gym that I train at.
Okay, that's cool. That's super
But he has his own gym now.
Oh, really?
So the gym I train at, they just got a new spot. It's fucking badass. I need to go. I can't wait to go.
Where did it used to be off of?
So it used to be right next to North Star.
Oh, shit,
now
for real?
There's new ones on San Pedro Avenue, and it's like badass, bro. Like, I can't wait to go. I've just been fucking working so much, man. Like, I've been working at home for Apple, so I've been working like 10 to 7, 11 to 8, and most of the trainings in between those times. So once I go back to the store, then I'll be able to start training again.
Get like a good routine back
exactly.
in the gym.
But no, man, Alex is a monster, bro. He's a monster. He's crazy. Man. He's crazy.
I've been keeping up with him, dude. He's pretty good. He's a good fighter, man.
I have a few stories I want to bring up. I want one story, and I'm going to quote this, and I hope you get it. Coach Lanu, sitting in what's it called, where you're sitting in like warm-up stance or whatever, like you're sitting in the gym, and you're changing. He said, Dawson, what the fuck are you doing?
Bro, that dude just did not like me.
Coach Lanu was just an asshole, and he had, he
fucking hated you and Fishback.
Yeah.
You remember?
Fishman. Bro, you know what's funny? He loved me at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
He like fucking loved me. I don't know what happened to that man to make him hate me. Maybe I was really arrogant at that age. Maybe he didn't like that, because everyone was all fake and, let's pray and shit, but they didn't believe in God, and, they were all like all goody and shit. And I wasn't with that fake shit. I was me. I was unapologetically me. And you know what? Maybe he didn't like that, but I don't know what it was, man.
Let's explain this story. So we're sitting in the gym, and it was before practice.
This is athletics, I think, right?
Yeah.
This is fourth period in the middle.
No, it wasn't fourth.
It was.
It was because school was still happening.
Yeah, because I remember
school was still going on.
We did this whenever it was our athletic period. That's whenever we lined up like that.
Okay.
School's still going on.
Okay, and so Dawson, the idea was that he was going to change.
Yeah.
So everyone would be in the gym, right? And we would all like sit on our ass with our hands around our knees, like hugging our knees, right? And that was our position to be in while we were at attention and the coach was talking to us. Everybody in the gym, I swear to God, everyone, Chris Edmondson, Isaiah Fields, everybody, they would change in the gym.
Yes.
And I would always get in trouble because I would wait to change in the locker room, and then I'd be late going to the weight room, and then they'd yell at me. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna start changing in the gym because everyone else does it, so why can't I do it? So literally, bro, I'm pulling my pants off. I got my underwear on, and then I have my pants around my ankles. And
bro, you were in a wife beater, bro.
Yeah,
you were in the wife beater, some fucking boxers on.
And Coach Lanu just looks at me. He's talking, right? He's like in the middle of a speech, and he just stops talking, and I'm just like, when I hear him stop talking, I'm like, what the fuck? He just stopped talking so abruptly. So I look up at him, and he's just staring at me. Right? He's staring at me like 5-10 seconds, and then he's like, Dawson, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm changing. And he's like, go to the office. He just sends me to the fucking office, bro. I walk to the office in my underwear.
No, you asked. Yes. You were like, in my underwear? He said, I don't care. He's like, go to the office.
I walked to the office in my underwear, bro. Like, everyone saw me, bro. Like, there was lunch going on and everything, bro. I'm just in my underwear, dog, walking through. Like, I got to the office and they're looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. And I was like,
where
bro,
are your pants?
I was like, Coach Lanu told me to go to the office in my underwear. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm like, come on, man.
Like, help me.
I don't know what you want me to do. That dude didn't fucking like me, man. I don't know.
He was a character.
You
man.
want to know some shit?
Him, man.
you know how he was a lawnmower, right? On his side job.
He had a lot of side jobs. You know, he worked at Planet Fitness too, right?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
bro! He mows my neighbor's lawn, and I remember I said what's up to him one time. He didn't know me because I was on B team. I'm not very recognizable, so I'm like, "What's up, Coach Lanu?" Just kept mowing, and I was like, "All right." He's still to this day mows her lawn.
Damn,
That
bro.
dude's a fucking joke. If he
Yeah,
sees this
bro.
video, fuck you. He's a fucking joke. He's just upset because he got kicked off and removed from every single tier of coaching that was possible. He used to be a high school coach, then he got kicked off because they said you fucking suck. Then they put him on to control the whole junior high. Then they said you're fucking garbage. Go back down a little bit more. Then he was an 8th grade coach. Then he was a 7th grade coach. That dude's a fucking joke, man.
Yeah.
That's why he works at Planet Fitness and fucking.
Yeah, bro. He's not even a coach anymore,
And
bro.
someone sent him this video. Fuck that dude. I slapped the fuck out of him.
Hell
I fucking
yeah.
hate that kid, man. Fucking hate that kid. He's making like $15 an hour cutting lawns. I haven't even graduated yet. I make more than he fucking does. Fucking prick.
Okay, this may be the clip, bro. This may be the clip.
Yeah, fuck that dude, man. Fuck,
this
for
is the
real.
clip.
Fuck Coach Lanu.
We're gonna put 2 clips up.
Bro, I have a lot of like teachers and shit. I would love to say that too, bro. Like,
Bro, the
if I
thing
ever
is,
see him
Dawson
again,
can't
dog.
say he'll slap the fuck
yeah.
out.
I
Coach
would
Dawson-
slap the
Dawson, no,
shit
yeah.
out of him, man. I'll beat the fuck out of him. I don't care.
Hey,
He was like 6'3". I don't give a fuck. I'll beat
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
No, bro, come on, bro. When you know how to fight, you can beat people up, man. It's simple, man.
I mean,
Like, I
you
beat up-
knew how to fight for a long ass time, bro.
Bro,
Am I right?
you fought in the back.
Alfonso, remember?
Alfonso, I remember that.
I remember
that.
that's what made me like know who the fuck Dawson was.
Oh,
Dude,
bro.
Dawson was Alfonso was kind of like that weird old kid in the fucking junior high.
Yeah,
He was
this
just, like,
dude had a full beard. We were in 7th grade.
Yeah, bro. And I
I
was
just got my beard. I got my
bro.
beard when I turned 21. This dude had a full beard.
at 14, bro.
What the fuck?
And dude,
Yeah.
I just remember being like, it was like after school, and then I get to school next day, and they're like, dude, did you hear what the fuck Dawson did? And I was like, nah,
man.
bro. Dude, he whooped the fuck out of
Beat the
Alfonso.
shit out of him, man. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. And then I remember because I told him if he wanted to fight, right? Because I already went up to him during lunch behind the curtains where everyone in detention was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I told him that. He said no, he didn't want any smoke because he was talking shit. So I was like, okay, all right, you don't want smoke, whatever. Like I basically bitched him in front of him and his friends, right? So then lunch is over. I go upstairs. It's like across from Miss Thomas's room.
Oh yeah.
That bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm using the restroom. I'm literally peeing, bro. I'm taking a piss, and out of nowhere, this dude comes from behind me and tries to hit me.
What?
So you know how you're peeing and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
So I turn around real quick and I piss all over his leg, all over his shoes. But it wasn't on purpose.
No,
it was
you
'cause
just can't
I
fucking stop,
it.
bro.
So I turn around, my dick's out, and my pants are around my knees, and I'm like trying to get them up real quick, and I peed all over him, and I pull my pants up and I beat the shit out of him, man. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
shit out of him while pissing on him,
While kissing on him, and this dude, like everyone was scared of him. Like
Yeah,
we
bro.
were like what? We were like 5'2", 5'3"
Yeah,
at
bro.
the time. This dude's like fucking 5'9".
Yeah, bro.
Like,
He literally looked like a fucking high
5'10",
schooler
full
in
beard.
7th grade.
Beat the
Like,
fucking
Bro, I
brakes
can't
off
stop
of him.
dude, I didn't know that story. That's pretty funny. So I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, no, he got pissed on. And then I remember a bunch of people fucking ran into the restroom, and I was like, man, these people are coming out of nowhere. There was at least 50 people in that bathroom.
Yeah.
And I swear to this day, do y'all remember Dominic Bands?
Yes.
Yeah.
He says he didn't snitch on me, but I swear to this day, I still got love for him, but I swear to this day, bro, I came out the restroom, and he's standing there like... I swear I'm not lying, bro. I'm not. He's like, and the teacher's right with him, and he's pointing like this. I was like, bro, you snitched. Come
How
on.
can you say you did not snitch when you
Come
literally
on,
see him go?
bro.
He
Just
snitched,
freeze time.
bro.
Dawson's out there like, and then Dominic's like,
Yeah, because I thought I could slip out with the crowd. There's so many
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
people in there, but I had to wash the blood off and shit. So when I left, I was like, I was like one of the last people to leave, and that's when he was pointing at me, and I was like, bro, this dude, man, you
So,
fucking snitched.
dude, do you remember when we did like 10 seconds and shit like that in the bathroom and shit?
oh, that full week. There was a
Dude,
week
it
of
was
10
like
seconds.
it was like a Fight
I
Club
remember.
week, bro.
Remember Anthony and
I remember
Ramon?
Anthony and Ramon, bro. Oh my god.
He said no face
No
shots.
face shots.
Boom, broke his nose.
Light turns off. boom, boom. Light turns back on. Anthony's nose is literally crooked. And
dude,
like
it still was crooked.
Dude.
Like there was still a bump.
Okay, bro. Anthony had no business
fighting Ramon.
No. Ramon is a big boy.
Big boy.
Even I don't want to fight Ramon.
Yeah,
that dude
bro.
weighs like 300 fucking pounds.
I think
bro.
in Anthony's head, he was like, I gotta treat it like prison. I gotta fight dude against fucking dude.
No, bro. He should have picked on someone.
Dude, the thing about Ramon too is he's fast as fuck.
Yes, bro.
He is
a big boy. He got fast hands.
Bro, he's quick.
Dude,
man.
I wasn't there for that day. I remember I left early or something,
man.
and someone sent me the video because I was friends with Anthony.
I had the video, bro.
I just remember seeing Anthony, lights go off, boom, and then lights come on, and Anthony's like,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it was bad, man. It was bad. Yeah, Delby was definitely different. It was
Dude, it was a
do you
definitely
remember
different vibe than Steel.
Wyatt Birdner?
Yes. Yeah.
That's
He's
the
the
one
one
that
who snitched.
snitched. Yeah.
He snitched
Oh,
on everyone.
Wyatt?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
snitched on
Damn,
everyone.
bro. He was like, man,
He was like that.
he was ice cream, no sprinkles, bro. Like that dude was like, he was as vanilla as it gets, bro.
He was.
Ice cream,
vanilla
no
as it gets.
sprinkles.
Dude, I remember Tucker and Coach
Oh my
Fagan put me up
God.
against him in the Oklahoma drill. I was like, why the fuck? He was doing it for his own entertainment. He
Yeah.
was just wanting me to get fucked
That's
up.
just Coach Fagan, man.
And so I'm laying down and I'm fucking shitting myself. I'm like, oh,
Tucker was a big dude.
Bro, and
Yeah, bro.
I wasn't even the one tackling. He was the one tackling. So I'm trying to run the ball. I get up. Before I even turn around, this man is in my face and just fucking tackles me. And I remember I thought I had a concussion because I was fucked.
This kid was like 6'2" in the 8th grade.
in the
Yes.
8th grade, bro. And
How
dude,
tall is he
was-
now? Does anyone know? Has anyone
don't
checked
know,
up?
bro.
Is he still
He-
playing football?
I have no idea.
Last time I checked, he was playing like football in Poteet. Oh wait, he's playing baseball in Maryland. He's in
okay.
college.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But the name like that shouldn't be hard to find him.
Yep.
I want
Tucker.
to see how
Willie-
tall he is now, man. 'cause
Shit, I'm gonna look it up. Probably like 6'7" or something.
probably dude's like
Bro.
6'9", bro. What
Huge.
the fuck?
This man was huge.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Were
Crazy.
you were on A team.
Yeah, I was on A team. So 7th grade
I got
playing
no
football.
service. No clue.
No, 7th grade playing football was my first time. I never played
Same.
football before that, so I was really bad. I was on B team like the whole time.
I was with you.
Yeah, we were on B team together. I was like really fucking bad.
C
And
team.
then I raced Mark Jackson because he kept talking shit, right? And I like dusted him, bro. And I remember after I dusted him, like Coach White came and grabbed me and he was like, "Oh, like you're really fast and shit." And he basically like made me into like a running back, fullback. And then 8th grade, like I was like, I was going crazy,
Yeah, bro.
Like,
I remember you as football and fullback
bro.
and running back. You had them big ass goggles.
Yeah, bro. Like I
Oh,
had them
you
goggles
were
on,
a
dude,
beast.
bro.
I was like, he's
yeah,
a
bro. I'm,
beast.
like, I'm running people over and shit. Nah, but yeah, that was the end of my football career right there. High school was very mediocre, but that's my fault. No one else to blame. I didn't take it serious. I didn't train. I didn't put time in.
I mean, the coaches kind of like had their like butt buddies, So
They
like
did.
they like focused their main attention on a few people.
They
Yeah.
did, but if I still trained and if I still took it serious, I think I could have made something out of it.
Probably, yeah.
There's no one else to blame but myself at the end of the day, and I recognize that. I'm not upset about it. I don't think football was ever the path for me, but I think if I put as much time into football as I do into like boxing and shit, I think I would have been a fucking monster. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would
Yeah.
have been fucking like insane, but. I mean, obviously, I just didn't care, and I spent more times on video games and with girls
Bro,
than I did on that,
When you're fucking 15,
Yeah,
16
high
years old,
school,
it's so hard to see the future. For me, I was 17, 18, my senior year of high school. I had a few scholarships for tennis, and I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I was burnt out, and
Yeah.
I was like, and my dad, I felt bad because he was upset, and my dad's like,
Big into tennis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he played his whole high school. He played at Clemens when he was in high school.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Clemens and then he moved to Odessa and played there. And the coach didn't put him on varsity because he was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And so my dad quit tennis his sophomore year, but he was nationally ranked. So it's like, damn, that sucks. So
He's
he
nationally ranked, but they didn't want to put him on varsity.
didn't want to put him on varsity because he's a
That's
sophomore.
wild.
You only have seniors and
Some
juniors.
coaches are like that. No matter how good you are, they make you abide to the rules and
Yeah.
regulations. They're not
That's
gonna,
And
Yeah,
well,
that's
he beat the top guy. Like
Yeah.
he was beating him casually. So he quit. 20 years later, I remember Coach Fagan. I got cut from the basketball team.
I
Jeffrey
fucking hate Coach Fagan, bro.
Well, Jeffrey
I fucking-
Bugarin. Do you remember him?
Jeffrey
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 Bugarin.
Garen, fuck.
He
Who
was-
the fuck did he roll with? He used to
He
get like a lot. He used to get in trouble a lot
Yeah.
with the coaches and
Jeffrey?
Yeah, he
What the fuck is that?
he lived in my neighborhood. I used to hang out with him. Well, at the time he told me, he's like, "Oh, I'm not passing my classes. I'm not going to make the team." And so
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna make
You're
the
like,
team.
yes, sir.
I was like, I'm gonna make the team
Yes,
because
sir.
me and him both had a really good 3-point shot. So I get there. Well, they take Jeffrey on the team,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn. And Coach Fagan told me, he's like, go play tennis, go play a sport you can like do something in. And I was like, I took it wrong, and I was like, you know what? Like, my dad played
Bro,
tennis.
man, yeah.
The same day of tryouts for basketball was the same day of tennis tryouts.
Yeah.
Call my dad. He brings up a tennis racket. This man left work early. He never left work
Bro,
early.
He was ready.
Bro,
He was like, my son
he
wants to
said,
play tennis.
"Dude,
I'm on my fucking way."
Fucking brings up the racket, try out for the team. I was like number 3 on the team. I was like, all right, I can play this, and super shitty. Well, over the next year, I trained super hard, got on to the top spot for Dobie, and then the high school coach came down. And he's like, you're gonna play varsity. I was
Yeah.
like, all right. So I kept doing it, got really good. My dad trained only me throughout my junior year, and then he started training other people.
Yeah.
And he quit his job just to do tennis, and I was so happy for him because he worked some bullshit jobs. He just never got the opportunity to do what he wanted. So then he got to do tennis, which was super cool for me. I was so happy. And I just remember the moment I told him, I was like, I don't want to play college tennis.
Yeah.
And he was upset. And I look
Just
back
like,
on it.
damn.
You know, there's some regret to it, a little regret, because I wanted to see what would happen. But at the same time, I wouldn't have gotten into like the video stuff that I'm
Yeah.
doing now. I wouldn't have got to go on this fucking 10,000 foot helicopter skydive stuff. I wouldn't have got to do the short film with Round 3, like all this cool shit. But there's still that little bit of regret.
A little bit where you're like, man, I wonder what could have been. But you know, I understand anyone who feels that way, who's in a sport like that, because it takes so much time, so much energy. So
Yeah.
like, people really do not realize how much athletes put
How much
towards
How much
that.
did you train a week? Hours?
When I was serious, like
Yeah.
back-to-back tournaments, bro, at least 4 hours a day.
Same.
6 days
Yeah.
a week,
Yeah.
It
at
was-
least, bro.
Damn.
It was like crazy. Like, not so I would do like 3 hours at the gym, right? 30 hours was dedicated for stretching and yoga, stuff like that, or getting knots out, anything like that. And then 30 minutes would be me running, sometimes more if I wanted to run a little bit longer that day. And that was like 2 years ago when I was like in that heavy routine, back-to-back tournaments, bro. Like, you know, back-to-back,
Cutting
bro.
weight and all that
Cutting
shit.
weight, bro. Like, yeah, the 4 hours a day, man, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy.
Mine was 4 hours of training Monday through Friday, and then on
Yeah.
the weekends, my dad's like, "Hey, do you want to go hit the ball?"
Yeah.
Go hit the ball. So it was constant. It
Yeah.
was never. There was no break. I mean, you remember?
There's no break. Yeah,
My
there's no
senior
break.
year, I was chilling with him a lot, and that's the point where I started to not play as much. And I didn't take senior year serious. I was burnt out.
Yeah.
Cody Lavelle, do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
So I had beat him. Me and him were both close, but I had been a little bit better throughout the whole entire time. Well, he took senior year serious.
Yeah.
So he took it serious, and he ended up beating me the second, because we have 2 seasons. So the second season, he beat me. And I just remember I truly didn't give a shit. And that's the moment where I was like, if I don't care about this, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to play college tennis. So
Exactly.
I was just like,
man.
it's not happening.
It's hard, man. It's hard when you give your all to a sport. If you don't have the love for it, you can't expect to be more than what you already are, right? Like, you have to have the
It
love
takes the
for
fun
it.
out of it
Yeah.
and everything, you know? Like,
Yeah, you have to have the love for it, man. I tell people all the time, if the love's not there, then get out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just get out. Just stop doing it.
It was cool. Like last week, I was looking back on my records and stuff, and I was still ranked as an 11 on UTR, which Roger Federer is a 16, Djokovic is a 16. I was ranked in 11.
Yeah.
So
Is
I
that
was
higher, but is it?
11 is a little lower, obviously.
Okay.
I wasn't pro, but 12 is semi-pro.
Yeah.
So I was right there,
Damn,
right there to
bro.
playing national tournaments. I played a few as qualifiers, which
So
are
if you want to get back into tennis and like be on like national ranks, you have to do like tournaments and shit like
yeah.
that now. Or
So
what?
you go through USTA. It's the United States Tennis Association. You play tournaments.
And you don't have to be a part of any school or anything like that.
School tennis was never important. No coaches in college look at school tennis. They look at USTA. So
It was just for, like, practice and shit
yeah,
like that, right?
Yeah, I never took high school serious. I won probably like 15 of the tournaments that we played. Never took it serious. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
But then when you go to what's called a ZAT, they changed it now, but a ZAT is like anyone can join a ZAT. Well, I won my first ZAT. My first ever tournament, I beat it. Well, then I get into champs. Well, then I beat super champs, or champs, and then I got 2 super champs. So I was already in the top tier that you can be in. And I just remember I got to an 11 and I was so happy. And I was just like, damn, like I need one more point. But that 1 point took me fucking forever to get.
Yeah.
It took so fucking long,
That's
bro.
crazy.
But yes, I can go back in right now and I'll be ranked at 10. So since I haven't played in a year, you get dropped 1 point. So I'll be ranked at 10. I can still play super champs. well, technically I can't because now I'm above 18. So I play adult tournaments. You play adult tournaments. If you win the qualifier, you get to go to a semi-qualifier, which is similar to like a Wimbledon qualifier tournament. So you get put into that. Well, then you can play Orange Bowl. You can play all these different tournaments that will put you up. And if you win all of them, you go in as a wild card in Wimbledon. Yeah, so I could still do that. Will I get it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Greg, go to Wimbledon just once, bro. Come
Just to
on.
say-
Just to say you've been to Wimbledon.
Hey, bro, just
You can
do
throw that
do
match
what you
as
love,
hard
man.
as
Just
you
want.
do what you,
Yeah.
do what you love, man.
I enjoy hitting the ball still, but
Yeah.
man, this video shit is so fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy
Yeah,
it so
man.
much. So much.
Yeah,
so much
good.
more.
I'm glad you found something you like. So many people are stuck doing shit they do not like, you know?
Yeah. I feel like at our age, it's hard to find the thing, you know? Maybe this isn't the thing, though. Maybe a few years down the road, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But for now, I fucking love this shit.
I just tell people to, like, do shit. Like,
Yeah.
literally do something outside of your comfort zone. Like,
Yes.
literally, like, this whole Twitch streaming thing I'm doing, like, I would have never fucking thought I would do that. Like, I have a fucking camera and a mic with a condenser and a shock mount and all this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm editing videos. I don't fucking edit videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, bro, like, it's like... But now I'm like, bro, this shit low-key, like, fun. And it's, like, not as hard as I thought it was,
Yeah.
right? So it's like... I don't know, man. You just got to go out there and do stuff. Like, do
Yeah.
something different. Like, do something different. And if you don't like it, you don't have to do it ever
Shit
again.
happens.
You
Yeah,
don't have to
exactly.
do it ever
At least
again,
you
man.
tried, you know?
Yeah.
It's something to say.
Do you use Final Cut?
So I use Final Cut for transitions because, or not transitions. Like, what's the thing called if I'm like doing a top 10, right? And every single in between clips, I put like number 1, number 2, number 3.
Oh, that's just title sequence.
Title sequence.
Yeah.
So they have a lot already built into Final Cut that I
Yeah.
like using. That's literally only used for Final Cut. So I use Final Cut for that, but for everything else, I use Resolve.
Oh,
DaVinci.
Damn. You jumped up to one of the most professional.
I love Resolve.
Bro, Resolve.
is amazing.
Dude, I
Amazing.
love Resolve.
I fucking
Is
love Resolve.
okay. Most people, so like if you're a video editor, you're gonna use Resolve for color grading. You're not gonna use it for
really?
editing. That's
Yeah.
Resolve, man. They have something called nodes. I'm a fucking cream over here, bro. Like that shit.
I know. I saw his
Bro.
He said,
You saw his eyes.
Do not get him started on
Bro.
color grading, bro. He
Bro.
was busting
Bro.
nuts straight up, dude.
God.
Looked like he was possessed, bro.
yeah,
Bro, color grading is just, it's the sell of the video. If you have good colors and something that stands out, everyone
pops,
will watch
you know,
it.
just
Yes.
like catches their eye.
The thing about nodes is so if we were filming this right now, obviously you have a blue table, you have gold mics, our skin tones are all different. How do you match skin tones without changing the whole profile? You can't. Nodes allow you to do that. So I can change my skin tone with keeping y'all's the same, or I can
So
change
it's like a preset. Like, it's like a preset setting that you put above a certain area on the video.
It's not a preset. So a preset would automatically do it for me. So
Okay.
I would put a node in and I would set it on my skin tone.
Okay.
I would then adjust my skin tone on that single node.
Yeah.
And from there you add more nodes to adjust one frame. So this
crazy.
frame, if I want this green,
So like, say you add a note on you, note on you, note on you. We all kind of like have our different skin tones, kind of.
I could make them look the most appealing as possible. And then
That's what's up.
this, I want to change green. All right, I'm going to change it green in node. So that is just the best thing. No other software has that.
Yeah.
Plus, they have all these colors that you can choose from, and they have different like hue settings. That's the best
And it's
software.
free.
It's free.
That's
free.
fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
It's free.
I used to use I used to play with Premiere Pro. Fucking garbage compared to
Bro,
Resolve, bro.
I
For
use
the
Premiere for
price?
editing,
Yeah.
but at this point, whenever I'm doing it, it's just because they have so much. It's so hard to learn.
Yeah,
It's-
Premiere Pro is so fucking time consuming,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
like I feel like Final Cut's kind of smoother with that.
Bro,
shit.
DaVinci is very easy to use.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
been
really?
a very long
Yeah.
time.
So you
since
can
I've
edit
edited.
still on that, right?
Yeah.
I edit on it. I'm actually looking at upgrading my PC soon because she's kind of old. I made
Dude,
her 2016.
Can you build me a PC?
Yeah, we could look into building you one.
Bro, I've always wanted a PC for so long. Ryan built me like a $1,000 one a while
Yeah?
ago, but
You don't use it anymore?
No, I like he had everything set out for me, like, and all I had to do was just like buy it, and then it would go to him, and he'd set it up. And I
Yeah.
just never ended up doing it.
Okay, damn.
I want a PC.
Just gotta go through it. Well, if we get Craig on PC, we'll never hear from him on PS4 again.
He
Yeah,
already
shit.
plays PS4 all night long. You get him on PC, man. He's
that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
gone.
I'll be gone,
He'll
He's
be
bro.
out of
Yeah.
there, bro.
Guess who we played with last night?
Who?
Fucking Miguel.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
fucking lying.
No
bro.
way.
That fucking rat son of a bitch.
Dude, damn, Miguel.
Damn, bro.
Bro,
I haven't
it
talked
was-
to him in so long, dude.
It
What
was,
fucking
it was a nice
asshole,
little
bro.
conversation that we had. You
We
know?
only played like 2 games
Yeah, we
with
only
him.
played like 3 or 2 games.
What games do y'all usually play?
Warzone, Rocket League, and 2K.
Rocket League.
I'm on that.
That's
Apex
my shit.
though, too. Like,
I'm better
Apex
than
is fun
Craig.
as fuck.
I might start playing Apex. I might start streaming it.
Apex?
I might start streaming it.
Yeah,
I haven't played it in a while. I don't know.
That's a good one.
I'm better than Craig.
He's
at
not
Rocket
better
League.
than me at Rocket League.
I've beat him in. It's 5-1.
Dude, all right. First of all, no.
5-1.
No. Listen, no. All right. Stop. Can I talk?
You can
talk.
Can I talk? Bro, 1v1s in Rocket League is not a valid fucking like showcase of skills at all whatsoever.
You're very
he's been playing 1v1s.
There are threes, there's twos, and then there's 1v1s. All play completely differently. You could be very good at threes and shitty at twos. You can be very good at twos.
I'll
and
agree
shitty
with
at
that.
threes.
I'll agree with that.
I never play one of
But as far as 1v1s, Red beat you.
I do not play 1v1s. I have not played 1v1s.
The thing is, is like, I view it as we're both at the same advantage and disadvantage. You know, it's all on you.
Yeah.
100% on you.
Like,
So
literally, you fuck up, like, that's it.
Because
The only thing that I don't like is
variables.
kickoffs. Kickoffs is 100%
50-50 type shit.
no, you
what am
can
I
plan a
looking for?
kickoff. I plan my kickoffs.
Dude, it's fucking god damn it, why can't I remember this word, bro? Okay, kickoffs it could go either way. Like you really like there's bullshit in kickoffs where like if you both go with the ball at the same time and like you could hit it as perfect as possible, but like the mechanics of the game will just make it like you completely fuck out and then it's just an open goal for the person.
Yeah, it
all the time.
happens.
Yeah.
So it's 100% like luck factor.
Yeah.
But 5-1.
Yeah, come on, man.
5-1 in 1v1s.
I've been playing this game so much longer. I know.
I have more hours.
I taught him everything he knows about
I have
this
more
game,
hours
alright?
Yeah, I
than
was
you.
gonna say this man played it longer though.
I taught him
technically.
everything.
He did.
knows about
He
it.
taught me everything, and then he went to 2K, and I kept on Rocket League, and I got really good.
There you
and
go,
so
man.
I love playing with you, but man, we'll go at it whenever it's a
Yeah.
1v1.
Bro,
I remember
we
one
gotta
time.
start streaming and then just so they can hear like the fucking arguments between
Yeah.
y'all.
Oh
about
yeah,
Rocket League, dude.
bro. There was one time where I was like, I told him I was like, hey, I just got diamond, and he had some fucking stupid remark. He's like,
all y'all were pissing me off that night, bro.
I don't care. I was trying to make it light,
Don't
and
get
he's
started,
like, yeah,
bro.
fuck you or something. I was like, damn,
Because
Craig.
I did not want to talk to anyone. Y'all kept fucking trying to talk to me and just pissing me
and then
off
I-
every 5
you
seconds,
were
bro.
you were in a PS4 party. You were not just gonna ignore
Because
you.
every time y'all fucking said something to me, it was to fucking like piss me off. Like every single
I was
one
trying
of
to
these
lighten it up.
conversations, bro.
I was trying
I
to-
don't give a fuck, bro.
Bro, I realized that, and then he was like, bro, like, fuck you. I was like, Craig, I'm gonna say it. 5-1, and he gets all pissed off. He goes 1v1 me. It's actually 4-1 at
he
the
said
time.
1v1 me.
And so-
he said I'll play you 3 times.
I
and all 3
hadn't, I hadn't
times,
played that
I'm
entire.
gonna win.
This was my first game of the day. I didn't even get to warm
You
up.
called it
alright?
on yourself, bro. You could have said warm up or whatever, but he goes, we're gonna play best 2 out of 3. All right, first game, it's like 4-0.
It was not 4-0.
It was
not 4-0.
3 or 4, whatever. Besides the point, he logs off, doesn't talk to me for 2 days.
Facts. This man got off PS4. We didn't hear from him again.
Bro, yes, that day it was bad.
Man, that's
It was-
bad. Damn, Craig, I don't know, man.
I'm fucking good at that
I don't
fucking
know, man.
game,
I've
bro.
never
I
good,
played
bro.
it.
I've never
You're
played
good.
Rocket League, so I can't
Really,
talk on it,
dude,
yeah.
it's a fun ass game, bro.
Played on it.
I love
I'm glad
that
I
shit.
trained him because he's the only one that can actually like keep up with me.
He's
now,
he's gotten pretty good. Marcus has definitely stepped his game up.
So
The aerials.
So Craig will never ever fucking like admit that I'm actually good at this game, bro.
Oh wait. So I heard it's a very competitive game, but how? I don't understand how. It's
Bro,
competitive.
there's so much that goes
like,
into
is there
it,
a lot
bro.
of mechanics
Yes.
that you have to learn? And shit?
Yeah, bro.
It's
you
it's
can
literally
hit the
just
ball in the beginning. You start by hitting it.
Yeah.
You start by placing it.
Yeah.
Then you start doing the air dribble. Then
Yeah.
you start doing the ceiling
So
shot.
there's like so many different things to learn.
Bro,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
because
yeah.
like it's like a chess game, honestly. That's why I
really
love it
is.
because I fucking love I love games like that. I love shows that are like kind of like you have to like set like you gotta like read people's like thoughts
Yeah.
what they're gonna do. So like in like any competitive video game like skill matters, but like in this like you got to be able to see what someone's about to do and then predict their movements. You also got to be fast, like you got to reflex. Your reflex got to be like, on point. And then also the biggest thing is rotation because like like you can't have 2 people go for the ball at the same time. Like you have to wait for that person to hit it, and then you have to like play off them. Like it's just there's a lot of shit. That goes
it's like
into
any video game. The more you get into it, the more difficult.
Yeah,
it
more
actually.
competitive it is.
Yeah. So
Some video games, because some video games
True.
don't have a high learning curve like Call
Yeah,
of Duty.
bro.
Call of Duty doesn't have a high learning curve
Yeah.
at all.
No.
But
Call of Duty is just lucky bullshit.
Yeah.
like when you look at Call of Duty compared to a game like CS:GO or Valorant, like the competitiveness is not there. You
Like
know what
it's
I mean?
actually
Like,
strategic and shit
yeah,
like
because
that.
bro, CS:GO and Valorant, man, I have some of the fun playing Valorant, bro. It's such a good game.
Valorant looks fun as fuck. I've been
it's
seeing a
pretty
lot of
fun.
clips of it.
CS:GO is hard as fuck, bro.
Yeah, CS:GO is hard.
hard as fuck.
I never played it. I never played it before Valorant. So after Valorant, when it was closed, when they closed the beta, I went and played CS:GO really quick. And man, it's just so different because I've been playing Call of Duty and like Halo my whole life, right?
Yeah.
So then when I go to play a game that's like a shooting game that's actually competitive
Strategic and shit.
strategic and has recoil, the fucking bro, fucking day and night difference, man.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this up because the memory card got full.
Oh,
I didn't realize we
fuck.
went that long.
Oh,
So
no.
this will be a black screen, and it'll just be audio for the time being. But
Yeah, some people listen to audio anyways.
yeah,
man.
it's
Fuck
not
it.
a big deal. So thank y'all for watching 2 Cents Podcast. I want you to be on more.
Yes, sir.
I want you to be on more often. It was super
this
good
is a good
conversation.
We can
conversation.
get more going, man. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get you and Jose on at the same time.
No, that would be a fucking chaotic
Bro,
episode.
get me and Jose on here, and it is over. We're
Bro.
gonna fuck it up.
I'm down.
My God.
I'm down to do
for
it.
that.
So
Bro, wait, hold on. Can I talk about one more thing?
yeah.
Oh
Remember when
man.
you fucking pushed my car out of mud?
Don't remind me, bro. I fucked up my shoes,
You
my-
pushed his car in
bro,
the mud for
like,
him?
Okay, when I tell you my whole leg, like my calf was in mud, like all the way up to the top of my calf,
Craig.
like almost my knee, bro, was like in
Bro,
mud,
they
bro.
saved my life.
Because
Like, Dawson saved
this is
my
when we
life,
were
bro.
trying to run away from the cops because they busted that party, and he when he drove like
Which
off
party?
the road.
The Seguin one? The one in like all the way in fucking Seguin and
Was
shit?
it that one?
I have no.
I can't remember, but basically he tried driving off the road, and
Because
he
everyone
gets
was going
caught-
everywhere, bro.
He gets caught in a fucking in mud, like literally his car is not moving. So we all get out the car and we're pushing this fucking car, dog.
I went up. I was like, yo, I need help. Like I need so much help right now. And then it was you.
It was
fucking
me,
Ramon.
Ramon, Duncan, Trevor,
Duncan, bro.
Damn, well, you
Yeah,
had
I
the
made it
fucking
happen.
3 swollest people to fucking
Yeah,
push the car, you
Pushing
know?
the fuck out that thing, man. I'm trying to make it happen, but yeah.
Bro, yeah.
Damn,
thank you for
bro.
that.
God
welcome,
damn.
man.
Damn,
You're welcome.
Dawson saved the day for the party. You know?
That's right, man.
So wait,
That's right.
was it like after the party? Like when the
It was like because the cops came, but they couldn't get in. I can't remember
Yeah,
why.
everyone
so
saw,
we
like,
were
the
trying
cop
to
lights all around,
so we were trying to like get him out of there, and it was
yeah.
crazy, man.
Okay, I think that was Artie's. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was. It was crazy, man. Crazy.
That's funny as fuck. That's the same night that we saw that dead cow
Yeah.
running and all
Yeah.
that shit, bro. I like called someone to come pick me up and
Yeah.
shit like that, bro. I was like, bro, give this.
Bro, we
Like,
crammed
get
like
me the
7
fuck
people in a
out of here.
Corolla.
We crammed 7 people in a small ass Corolla.
Hell no, man.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
crazy night.
That was.
All right, well, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe. We're gonna put all the links
yeah.
below.
Thank
If
you,
you're
guys.
gonna donate, donate to obviously donate if you want to, but if you want to double it,
Yeah.
fucking send it to Dawson.
I'll only put
petitions.
my Cash App Venmo. I don't
Okay.
want to put my
Yeah.
number out there.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
do-
that's
or
true.
my email. I'm just
Yeah,
putting Cash App
yeah.
Venmo.
Cash App Venmo's fine.
Yeah.
Sign petitions. You know, do whatever you can.
Stream that fucking YouTube video. Do anything you can. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man!
I
Just
saw
fucking make
that.
some changes.
Someone put like a video up for like 32 hours, and I
Yeah.
didn't understand why. And
Yeah.
then like I saw, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. Look, it's done.
Well, all
There
right.
you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Bye.